Hi, this is Dominic Keating. I played Lieutenant Malcolm Reed on Enterprise, as you probably know, and you are listening to the NX 7062 podcast. Enjoy.
Yes, good evening. You are listening to the 7062 podcast with your host, Stephanie K. Hello, hello. Oh, look at Mohammed. You are double dipping here, dude. I absolutely love that. I love that. Jean, I am so glad you're here because I owe you a belated happy birthday. It was Jean's birthday last week. Anybody that has took my advice and went and followed him knows that because he did a birthday video. So happy birthday. I hope you had a great one, Jean. Hello, Robert. So glad you could be here. Lasso, you made it. And I know you're here early for one very, very, very particular reason, Lasso, and I promise I will get to that in a moment. But what is going on in the world of Star Trek? Before we get to my amazing guests for the evening, the Hollywood Food Coalition, because I donated, they sent me an email. And so far, since the telethon, they have raised $74,657. And that is an ongoing thing with Trek Talks. So if you have not donated to John Billingsley and the Hollywood Food Coalition, I highly recommend going and finding the telethon online, watching some panels. It was amazing. And then bopping over and donating what you can. The official announcement was made earlier this week that Picard is only going to be 3 seasons. There was always talk that it was only going to go 3 seasons. There was always going to be a very specific cutoff. They weren't just going to go. And it was officially announced next season, the 3rd season, is going to be the last. But the showrunner for the show, Akana Goldsman, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Akana Goldsman, wants to do a new show. He wants to do something that he wants to call Tales of the Federation, which would be a big Star Trek anthology where he would bring back all of the old characters like George Takei and Scott Bakula and kind of catch up with them in their post-Trek lives. So what's Sulu been up to since the days on the Excelsior, and what's Captain Archer done since he helped found the Federation? So that could help bring closure to a lot of us Enterprise fans, as well as just be amazing for fans of the show to get a chance to catch up with characters and have what they're doing canonically. Yeah, so it would be part of canon. Well, hello. Yes, double dipping. I have no problems with sharing my audience with the Seventh Rule podcast, as I have been so fond of saying, we are the Seventh Rule after party. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's see what else is going on. If you are planning to head to Las Vegas, Bally's is no longer going to be Bally's. Caesars Entertainment is flipping them over to their Horseshoe. They're rebranding them as the Horseshoe, which is an iconic old Vegas casino, and Caesars Entertainment is bringing them back. Bally's, the company Bally's, bought the Tropicana, and now I think Caesars is concerned that Bally's is going to want to call one of their properties Bally's again. So there may actually be construction for those of us who are going to be in Vegas. We may want to be wearing masks, not just for the possibility of COVID, but because there may be dust in the air. So that is a warning. Or not a warning as much as, just kind of something to keep in mind. If you have asthma or sensitivities, you may want to check with right now Bally's and see what the deal is with their construction schedule and maybe stay somewhere else. Yeah, besides me and Mohammed and hopefully Melissa, who else is going to Vegas, baby? What else is going on? Prodigy, Star Trek Prodigy is getting really good. And it's so much fun because it really still does not talk down to the adults in the audience, but it's teaching such wonderful lessons about working together and how, regardless of how you start, you can still build relationships and build a team no matter how different you all are. It's just an amazing show, and it really is showing, these kids are learning about Starfleet and how anti-Federation they were before, and how they're learning that the ideals of the Federation really are something to be embraced. And it's such a great show, and I'm really, it's so much fun, and I'm really enjoying it. And yes, I am flying through these things because Mohammed's on a time crunch, so I definitely want to fill you in with all things Star Trek, but I don't want to lose out too much time with him. The last thing, and this is why Lasso's here early, because we were talking, and I was hoping that he was going to be here in time for this. So Lasso went to Dave & Buster's in Madison, Wisconsin this weekend. So I'm sitting at home minding my own business, and my text messages start going off, and there are these pictures. And at first, I thought he was at a comic book shop, and this was a Star Trek display that he was showing me. But it wasn't. It is a Star Trek claw machine at the Dave & Buster's in Madison, Wisconsin. And out of all of the Star Treks that they could have decided to put on the panel, they put Captain Archer and the NX-7016 and the Enterprise badge, the whole 9 yards. It's a claw machine. There's a new Dave & Buster's that is not too far from my house. I will be going this weekend to check it out, hoping that this claw machine isn't a one-off that's only in Madison, Wisconsin. Not that I wouldn't go visit Madison, Wisconsin to see my friend, but But I just thought that was so cool, and I love that Lasso thinks about me when he's out and sends me all these really cool Star Trek. Oh, let's see. Hold on. It's more of a push machine than a claw. Okay. The classic. See, but see, the fact that they went classic and Enterprise Lasso is huge. They didn't do anybody else, right? They went classic and Enterprise. That was meant for me. I need to have that machine in my house. That's all I'm saying. All right. So Lasso, thank you. Oh, the other thing Lasso sent, I guess Guinan. I don't know where you were showing me those pictures of the action figures, but he found some Guinan action figures. So I figured that since she's going to be in Picard, they're repackaging. I mean, it looked like it was a TNG, but I bet you they're all new. It was TNG backing and everything. Target. Oh, there you go. They were at Target. So head over to Target to get some reprints. I guess you can call them reprints of the Guinan action figures from TNG. And yes, Podcat is here to say hello. Well, now you know where to find him, Mohammed. All right. So I think that was a land speed record for getting through all the fun Star Trek stuff I like to open the show with, because now, without further ado, my incredibly special guests for the evening from Virtual TrekCon and Star Trek Discovery and a whole bunch of other cool stuff, it's Mohamed Noor.
Hello, thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. And from Walking Art by Melissa and the Seventh Rule podcast and Virtual TrekCon and other amazingly cool things in the universe, it's Malissa Longo. Yay!
Ooh.
Thank you guys for doing this.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Let's see. Hold on, there's a question for Podcat. A member of the Save the Kishation. No, he is not. I should probably look into that for him, though, maybe, I guess. But he's just kind of happy being Podcat and being seen. And for those of you that don't know, his actual given name is Kal-El. So either way, he's just a super kitty. Right? Ba-dum-bum. So welcome. So I was telling these guys before when we were all doing like the green room thing. Virtual TrekCon literally saved me from having to think about what I wanted to do this week. Because unless you've been living under a rock or avoiding social media altogether that has anything to do with Star Trek this week, you've heard about Virtual TrekCon and their third annual Virtual TrekCon. But the difference this time around is that they're doing this amazing thing called the LLAPy Awards, as in live long and prosper. Mm-hmm. And it's the very first ever Star Trek Awards for all things Star Trek. So how did you guys, first of all, Blue is calling you one of their favorite people.
Aww.
That's very sweet. I hope to get added to that list because we don't know each other yet, but I do hope to get added to that list. But how in the world did you guys come up with the idea to do an award show for Star Trek?
It was actually Ryan's idea. We were sitting at the Star Trek Day in the audience, and he turns to me and says, "Remind me to tell you I have an idea."
Isn't that the best start?
Yeah. So I was supposed to remind him after Star Trek Day, the event, but I forgot. And then
in September, yeah.
Yeah. And then he turns to me and he said, "You forgot to remind me about the thing." So it was Ryan's brainchild, as a lot of things are. He's got a brilliant brain. And because oftentimes Star Trek, the creators of Star Trek get overlooked with awards as far as award shows go. And this is something that's never been done and something that's been fun. And so in order to give well-deserved accolades to so many of these creators, these creative minds, the LLAPy Awards was created.
Yeah. All right. So Blue's got a question. Cerulean Blue. Facebook users, because we're about to talk about voting, because that was the other thing. You guys don't want any of the responsibility for picking any of the winners.
Yeah.
So it is all up to the fans to vote. Yep. Now, I watched the video because the video you guys did was really great. So I know that the preliminary voting, which ended yesterday.
The primaries,
right?
Basically.
The primaries ended yesterday. And you guys are going to sit down and you're going to pick the top 3 from each category. It's going to vary
in number.
So you're going to pick the top 5 answers, 3 to 5 answers, and then those answers are what's going to go out to get voted on for the winners.
That's correct. So the second round will be as a Google form. So you won't need to have a Facebook account or anything like that to access it. It's just going to be like a web link. You go in there, you put your email address. The reason you put your email address is just so we make sure that we count each person just once.
Now, what happens? Does Google Forms have a way? I know this sounds very big brothery, but do they track just email addresses or do they track URLs? Because, I've got like 20 email addresses.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically, one of the comments that we made earlier is like, don't be a Vorta, don't use the clones.
But I feel like if I want my enterprise people to win, I should probably get it.
Yeah, no, I mean, to some extent, there's no way we can.
Okay, that's what I was curious about. Yeah, so you're kind of on the honor system if you have, like me, like 500 email addresses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. But yeah, I guess
we'll go through then, and because some people may accidentally vote twice, and that's fair.
Sure.
With Google Forms, it's very easy to sort and just pull out the duplicates. That would only take like a minute to do that. So.
Right. Yeah. No. Google Forms is awesome. So all you have to do now is once you guys open, and I'm sure there'll be announcements all over social.
Yeah.
Once you announce that it's time to open up the official final voting,
it'll be really cool.
It'll be. I mean, it'll be on your website. It'll be on Twitter. It'll be on Facebook. Yep. So as long as you have a computer, I'm sure there's going to be a way for people to vote in the final round.
Yeah. If in doubt, virtualtrekcon.com. It'll for sure be a link there.
Right. Yeah, the only reason the preliminary polls were on Facebook is because they have the option to add more categories, so everything could be counted. Twitter doesn't do that so much, so
Twitter polls suck.
It limited us to Facebook. So that's the only reason why the preliminaries were done on Facebook only.
That makes, Twitter polls are very limiting. So
building on that, it actually really helped because we seeded each poll with some answers, but then people came up with their answers. And sometimes some of those may end up being in the top 5. And then it's something that none of us even thought of, like, oh, good.
Yeah. See, I'm not the only one. Thank you, Blue. Yes. I'm telling you, everything that I voted on, I was like, I just was like, where are the Enterprise answers? Where are the Enterprise? I don't care. Where are the Enterprise answers? I did best hookup, since we were allowed to vote for 3. I did pick Data and Yar, because that was just, that whole fully functional thing was classic. It was absolutely classic. And that's what I like. I like how you guys, you guys put up, can you vote on Instagram, YouTube?
So again, for the primaries are done. All that's going to happen now is the voting through an actual website. So anybody, doesn't matter what sort of accounts you have, as long as you have access to web, you can get on there.
Yeah, and Google Docs is really
any
easy.
Social media we can. So there will be links from YouTube to that. There'll be links from Twitter to that.
Yeah, so Jean, if you just want to follow, I don't know what other social media you have, but Virtual TrekCon does have a YouTube channel, so you can subscribe to that. You can, like, they virtualtrekcon.com is their is their website. So just keep checking in with them. I am sure once I find the Google Doc, I will be sharing it myself all over wherever I can to help you guys. Assuming that when I do that, everybody that fills it out votes at least for 1 or 2 Enterprise things.
Yes, more love for Enterprise.
Yes, Enterprise needs more love.
Yeah.
I love, and that's the other thing. That's the fact that the fans are getting to vote, besides the fact that the fans get to vote, which means you guys can't get yelled at the next
definite bonus,
which I know was a bonus for you. It's just, it's it feels like all the fans can just like come together and finally be like, yes, let's show Enterprise some love, because they're definitely
or any
the other shows
that doesn't get as much attention as maybe they should. So
yeah, exactly. And your categories are great. There's one about relationships, but then there was one about hookups, because I caught myself saying, what happened to Riker and Troy? And I went, oh, this is just hookups. This isn't relationships. And so I'm like, yeah, you guys are
difference between fling and
yeah. So you guys are oh, thank you, Jean. That's awesome.
Thank you, Jean.
Yay.
Yay! Isn't that awesome? See, we're getting the love for Virtual TrekCon.
So back to the Enterprise thing, really anything that makes it to be a finalist, that's like, it's an honor. You basically anything that you see on that short list already made it past that first round. So.
It's an honor just to be nominated. Really,
it really is. It really is.
Because
like there nominated, were 40. Right? Those would be LLAPy nominated, right?
Yeah, no, they're like 40 or 50. Some of them had just a gazillion choices.
Exactly. So if you're in the top 5 or whatever, that's amazing.
Yeah, I want to see Trip into Paul. I want to see Trip into Paul. Although Trip hooked up with that Mako before he hooked up with the Paul. I think he ended up hooking up with him basically in the same episode.
It was really
in the third season. It was Harbinger, which I enjoyed that episode a lot, because that's also the one where Reed and Hayes duked it out. But
wasn't there a scene where T'Pol was like giving her a massage and she was saying something?
She had to fix that. Watch this. She had to fix what Trip did, because Trip thought he was that expert in Vulcan neuropressure, and he messed her up.
That's what it was.
But I have to tell you guys, this is so funny, because like I said, I started doing my rewatch back in 2016, and I had met Connor and Dominic, and I did the rewatch. And when I got to Harbinger and T'Pol and the Mako, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head, we're having the discussion about Trip and how the Mako liked him. They were from Florida. They had all this stuff. And she goes, he's this. And she paused. And I went, he's got great arms. And she turned around and said, he's got great arms. I'm like, because Connor Trenier tends to wear windbreakers and stuff. And I just remember saying goodbye to him and like grabbing his arm, like, hey, like, nice meeting you. And I went, oh my God. You wouldn't know it because he hides them, but he actually still has those amazing biceps. Just saying. All right. More detail about the categories. How many of this year's will be a returning category next year?
That's a great question.
That is a great question.
I believe the way that it's happening is that they're going to be different categories every year, so that we can cover all Trek, so nothing gets left out. We want all Trek to get the love it deserves. So every year, the categories are going to be a little bit different. Some are going to focus on specific shows, and some are going to be worded differently. And with the new shows being added and new content, we want to include them as well. So. Yeah.
So new categories, so new shows may inspire new categories.
Exactly.
And it wouldn't make sense to do scariest Star Trek episode ever and then have like all the same ones that ran last year plus the couple from this coming year.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
So domestic, I politely disagree. They weren't really a couple. They were borderline. If I was going to put them in a category, I would put them in the hookup category because he died before they could really do anything. And the baby wasn't, and remember, the baby was a clone. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was a long fling.
Yeah, but it was definitely more of a fling. Considering the fact that neither one of them really even, really wanted to admit that they were seeing each other.
Right.
You know, and I mean, it was kind of over, and then Elizabeth kind of drew them back together. So, yeah, I definitely agree.
More. In my opinion, it should have been more. They should have been.
Yeah, but it really it skirted the edge of relationship. It really, and yeah, she is kind of the reason that he came back. But even because remember, he left at the beginning of season 4. He left, and he was on the Columbia, and then he decided to transfer back because she kissed him in the hallway. But even then, they really didn't. Still, even after that, they didn't cement it. It's not like you saw them holding hands down the corridor. Or even like having some plummy broth together, like you never saw anything like that. So yeah, so it was a fling on the edge of being a relationship, and had they not killed him off, then, and also just remember the books aren't canon. Now I don't know if you guys would consider somewhere down the road doing the novels on some level, but they aren't canon. So and honestly, even in the novels, yeah, Trip and T'Pol are kind of together, but he's with Section 31. So every novel that I've read, it's been like stolen moments. It hasn't even really been a relationship. Yeah. So.
Virtual TrekCons in the comments.
No! Hello, Virtual TrekCon. So glad you're here. All right, so so if Virtual TrekCon's here, Scott Jensen, what up? Whoop, whoop. Yes, they're canon in my heart, because you know what? It brought Trip back, so anything that brings Trip back, and Mzadi is probably still my favorite Star Trek novel. Even though the movies completely blew that out of the water, like that timeline never happened, it never existed, because Mzadi was written before TNG was over. It was still so well written, and I just love the love story between Riker and Troy in that. Hello! Look at this! You guys just bring in the party. That's all I'm saying.
Just ended.
Yeah, exactly. So did you guys? Yeah. So listen, what did I say? 7th row after party. How much weight do you put? Beta canon about Trip, the whole Section 31 thing where his death was faked to join. I never read the books. I love it because I think that Trip shouldn't have died. That was a huge mistake.
I think that's a universal opinion.
Yeah, no, Connor's actually said he's okay with it because he likes the fact that his character had a beginning, middle, and end. You know, there was no question about what happened to Trip. But the books, that's the thing about the books, especially in a show that only got 4 seasons when everybody expected it to go longer. So, I think it's great, but in my heart, you have to, I love some of the novels are really well written. Some of them suck. I love the fact that when I pick up a Star Trek Enterprise novel, I will see Trip in it. So that makes my heart happy. But I'm also come to the realization that if they ever do anything new with Enterprise, television-wise, whether it be somebody popping up on one of the new shows or whatever, he's dead in that world. So,
well, maybe he's dead in an alternate timeline, but
that
still alive somewhere.
Multiverse.
There you go, multiverse. Well, fancy seeing you here too, Anne Marie.
Hey,
welcome. All right. just ended and we're hopping into the after party. Well, you are always welcome in the after party. So I have a question for the two of you. If virtual TrekCon here, who is the man behind the curtain? Who do we think's running it?
Oh.
Like who's
Ryan?
That's what I'm saying. Can we all just say hi, Ryan? Can we say like yay virtual TrekCon, but we all know Ryan's the one that's really here, so hi.
Yeah, totally. Sorry, I thought you were teasing. I wasn't sure.
I wasn't really sure about that question, but okay.
Well, because we were talking about him earlier, so we need to stop now because he's here. So that's
I see.
Love you, Ryan.
Not bad things.
Not bad things. Yeah, no, just listen. We all just found out that the LLAPy Awards are your brainchild, so
yes,
credit where credit's due.
Exactly. All right, Portia.
I'm really excited to see these too because the categories were really fun too.
I know the categories were amazing. Plus, if he lived full life, he'd be dead by the time any of the other shows happen anyway, right? Or ancient. Well, that's the other thing. What's really interesting is one of the Trek novels that I read. He was Trip bumped into baby James Kirk. Like he was in the park in San Francisco with his dad and his brother. Oh. So, I mean, if you go by the Kelvin timeline, Archer's still alive. In the Kelvin timeline, he's an admiral because we all know if you saw the 2009 movie, Scotty did say he lost Admiral Archer's dog. And Trip was younger than Archer. So it's possible that he wouldn't be dead. If he wasn't dead by the end of Enterprise, that he may or may not be dead now with Strange New Worlds. But yeah, I think Strange New Worlds, he could have been alive. I mean, there's rumors going around now that Bakula's not doing NCIS anymore. That he could baby James Kirk.
Credit to Anne Marie too. She pointed out that T'Pol was a very likely person to still be alive.
Yeah, well, she was only. She was only 66 when she finally admitted her age. It was 66.
And Jolene Blaylock was at the Star Trek Day thing, which is very
unusual. Exactly.
So it's an interesting convergence of things. So
we had talked about that here before too. So and Denobulans as well. I know John Billingsley would put the makeup back on. Denobulans as well have the same longevity. So and I mean, look at it this way. I mean, DeForest Kelley was in the first TNG.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, and then with all of the time jumping stuff incorporated in Enterprise, why wouldn't they be able to put stuff in there?
Yeah, exactly. Where's Daniels when you need him? Start, pulling people.
Yeah, I mean, Sarek was still in TNG, so
he was
like a dad of an adult at that point.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, that also leaves the door open for Gary Graham because I did love Saval. I thought Saval was a great character. He had some really great development. So how did you guys come up with all these really fun categories? I mean, did you guys just sit around and like brainstorm like what you thought would be fun? I mean, did you borrow ideas from anywhere, or were these all just kind of unique to what you were doing?
We all contributed to a spreadsheet.
Exactly what happened. Exactly. Ryan came up with a lot of them, and then we just added stuff in there.
Ryan. So it's just a giant brainstorming session.
Yeah.
It lasted over it wasn't just in one shot.
Weeks.
It was like over weeks.
Well, yeah. All right. So what is Blue? Since this is an afterpart, all topics are open. Yes, I haven't sat down and watched it, but that's right. Blue is new here. So the one thing that Blue needs to know is I never stay on topic. So this is definitely, anything is open. I will pick a topic for the show, and 9 times out of 10, most of the show is about something else. And usually that something else is Enterprise.
Good choice.
I literally did my first Enterprise specific podcast last week, and I've been doing this for 2.5 years.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, I've mentioned it. I have worked every single conversation that I could possibly around it, but I have never sat down and gone, I'm going to do a show about Enterprise until last week. And I'm like, I'm doing a show about Enterprise.
That's a good one.
TrekCon. You had a lot to do with it too.
There you go. Ryan was. Yeah, see, all of my regulars know I never stay on topic. Aw, virtual TrekCon.
Yeah.
He's very kind.
You guys are listen. I think I have the adult warning on my YouTube channel, so you can say creative as fuck. I don't care. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're having so much fun, and it is 10:30. Like, it's just about 10:30.
No.
And Mohamed, I want to tell you that you're having too much fun to leave us.
Yes.
I mean, I know I am, but I know I'll pay the price tomorrow.
But it's worth it to pay the price, isn't it? No. Thank you. Yeah. See, there you go. Now, doesn't that feel good?
Well done.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done. Okay. So because Mohamed, thank you so much. It wasn't pulling teeth, but there was a little bit of bargaining going on to get you here tonight, because I know you have to get up early for the meeting tomorrow. And since you were the first person that kind of whispered in my ear that there was going to be a big announcement, I figured I had to have you on the show tonight.
Well, thanks.
You wouldn't tell me what it was, even though I'm like, oh, give me the insider info, but you were very tight-lipped.
And he's awesome.
But before you go, do you have any last?
Awesome.
Oh, he is totally awesome. He is totally awesome.
I think they said Prodigy's awesome at first. It's like, yeah.
No, Prodigy is awesome. But do you have any last words before you leave us?
No, thanks for having me on. It's always great to come visit, and you have somebody even more awesome who'll continue the torch.
There's plenty of people.
Make sure to check out her merch too, walkingartmadebymelissa.com.
Why don't you promote yourself? You're too nice. You are too nice. Mohamed, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you soon.
Absolutely. I look forward to it. Take care. Good night, y'all.
Bye. Night. Bye. Oops.
Where'd I go?
I was aiming for Mohamed, but he clicked himself out. So.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I was aiming for him. I hope you saw this, Mohamed. I'm putting this up because I know you're going to watch the rest of it. So. That's great. Yes, Mohamed has a book, and you should all buy it. And I can't remember the name of it, and I will share links wherever I can. I should have told him. I should have asked him what it was before he left, but we got so wrapped up in that.
Oh,
see. All right, Virtual TrekCon. What is the name of Mohamed's book? You go find that out for me, please. If you don't know it off the top of your head, then I won't feel so. Melissa and I won't feel so guilty, right?
Yes, live long and evolve.
There. Oh, thank you, Anne-Marie.
Yes.
Thank
Excellent
you.
knowledge, Anne-Marie.
Yep. Oh, Scott knew it. Wow, Virtual TrekCon, you're disappointing. You're disappointing. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. So what else do we need to know about the LLAPy Awards? How about the date? The entire convention, all of Virtual TrekCon is taking place March 18th. What are we missing?
The first Virtual TrekCons, Burritos and Berries by Doc Mo.
That's his follow-up novel, I'm sure.
That's the sequel.
That's the sequel. Oh my gosh.
The dates?
Yeah, March 18th, right? It starts March
18th through the 21st. The awards will be on March 20th, that Sunday. So, yeah, with a lot of fun surprises.
A lot of fun. Well, one of them is, in case, I'm sure, well, let's try this again. We're bringing it back to Enterprise. March 19th is Connor Chenier's birthday, so you guys should definitely do something for Connor's birthday.
Yeah, we definitely should.
And March 19th is Connor's birthday. Oh my God. Too evolved, too furious. I think that's what we just need to do now is just spitball ideas for Connor's or for Mohamed's book.
His next book, yeah.
His next book. Thanks, John, as always, for stopping by. We always appreciate it.
It was nice talking to you. Briefly.
Yeah.
Thanks for your questions.
Absolutely, and thank you for supporting Virtual TrekCon and for hopefully voting in the LLAPy Awards, because without the fans, they're not going to have an award show. That would just be really funny if you got nobody to vote.
Well, yeah. I don't know why voting is so fun, but it is. So everyone should do it.
No, it is fun. You know, like I said, all you Enterprise fans out there, go get like a bunch of different email addresses and let's stuff the ballot box. Kidding. Thanks, John.
Okay.
Vote Enterprise and vote often.
True.
It's very true. Let's see. Hold on. Definitely don't have me? Nah.
Or her.
Do you have do you have a Born Queen? Are you asking me, or are you telling us that you have a crush? Because he is definitely crushable. Absolutely. Him and those arms.
Wow.
But honestly, you know, but you know, it's so funny. I did a podcast. This gentleman in England over Halloween, he recorded a podcast, and we had all these long talks about Enterprise. And at the end, he's like, "If you could pick one Enterprise person, who would you pick?" I'm like, he said, "Oh, because he knew I was fond of the two of them." He's like, "So would it be Malcolm or Trip?" And I said Malcolm. And then he said, "Would it be Dominic or Connor?" And I said Dominic. I'm like, dude, it's like I am. Like I love them both, but if you're gonna make me choose, I'm going with the Brit every time.
Not just because you are talking to Brits?
The accent goes a long way.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The accent definitely goes a long way. No, have you ever, Borg Queen, have you ever met him? He's not only is he delicious and got that face, but he is just one big sweetheart.
And Scott asks, what about his Southern accent? What about
most
Tripp's
people
Southern accent?
You mean that very subtle Southern accent that really isn't his, that he used for the show? Yeah, he wasn't given very much to go on. And he was actually aiming for Oklahoma. And they said, "Oh, that's a really great Floridian accent."
All right.
Yeah. That would be an interesting category at some point. Who has the best accent on Star Trek? Because you've got a Brit playing a Frenchman with Patrick Stewart,
right?
You know, so I think by the time the next year rolls around, we might be able to find like really cool accents and be like, whose accent? Morn just had the best voice in all of Star Trek.
I would love to hear Morn's accent. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Which emphasis he puts on which syllables.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, see, look, Scott agrees. All right, so let's put that on the spreadsheet for next year. Best accent in Star Trek.
Ah, yes.
There we go. Dominic actually tried on a bunch of different British accents, before, like dialects. And they're like, just talk like you. He said, yeah, when he was auditioning, they're like, stop with, no, just be you. Because again, they didn't have, I mean, I know just from the watching Connor and Dominic's millions of times with millions of different interviews, they got like 3 lines, like their character description was like 3 sentences. They really didn't have much to go on. But I just thought best accent, and this would piss Connor off too, best accent in Star Trek, his pirate accent from the Mirror Universe, Trip Tucker, because he hated that. He hated it. So I would totally vote for that. Just ask him to say warp core real hard. That would be awesome.
Oh, nice, Portia.
That the universal translator. Oh.
Huh. Good.
That's interesting. That is a very interesting
So one day you could sound like O'Brien, the next day you could sound like Bashir, and the next day you could sound like Malcolm.
Yeah, there you go. So what else is going on with, I mean, do you guys have, I know it's early on, so the convention itself, I mean, is there anything you can share about the convention itself?
There's a lot of panels, and the award show is probably the biggest thing, the biggest part of this yummy,
delicious
days.
Yeah. Are you guys do you think you're going to have vendor booths again, or is it too soon to know? Because that was fun. I liked doing that.
Sorry, virtual TrekCon, a Frenchman would never choose a British accent.
Okay, can I just tell you, if there were any doubts that Ryan was behind that, those have been answered right now. We just know that it's Ryan right now. That just answered it all. Again, love you, Ryan.
The curtain.
Let's see.
Yeah, we haven't discussed that.
That's how we discovered Rakta was an 8-year-old girl, not a bit. Yes, and you know what? I always love. I love that little switch flip that you find out that you make all these assumptions about Rock, and then when the universal translator kicks in, you find out that she's basically a little girl. Melissa was part of our ETC right before this video, and we're planning a bunch of panels.
Yes, we had a meeting, and there's a bunch going on. Nothing set in stone yet, but we're diligently working behind the scene. But tomorrow, if you tune in to the main viewer, the final nominees will be announced.
Yay! Yay! I might have to put that on my calendar. Yeah. I think I know the answer to this, but Melissa, are you going on the cruise this year?
Unfortunately, no.
And it's less than a month away. I'm sad too. We were each other's buddies on the first cruise together back in 2019.
Horseback riding in an ocean, and
you fell off.
I fell off, yeah.
In the ocean, which was okay. Some of us almost drowned petting stingrays because some of us are not as tall as others.
Right. You're not as tall as Michael Dorn.
Yeah, exactly. We went and pet stingray. And I've said this before. I know I said it to you guys when we were going. My favorite part of that excursion, besides like petting the stingrays, which by the way, I still haven't gotten my 7 years good luck from kissing it. Remember you're supposed to get 7 years good luck if you kiss a stingray.
I don't think that works because
it was one price to go. Like the Star Trek The Cruise has regular excursions that they always have, but then they have like the ones that you could do with celebrities. So the stingray, go pet the stingrays with Chase Masterson was $20 more than go pet the stingrays just to go pet the stingrays. Mm-hmm. And we all love Chase, but we decided we were just going to be fine going on our own little excursion, save a couple bucks, and just go on the regular excursion. And what happens? We get a celebrity on our boat anyway.
Yeah, Michael Dorn was in our group to go pet the stingrays. So, yeah.
Which I always thought was fun. All right, Anne Marie's got info. The main viewer, 8 p.m. East Tuesday.
Yes.
On the virtual TrekCon channel.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that, Anne Marie.
She's just on all the time.
All the time. Yeah. One of the reasons we love her.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what else we got going on. Definitely have a different accent every other week. Yes, if you could. I can do a couple of accents. I can't do a British accent. As much as I love listening to them, I can't do them. I can do a Boston accent pretty well. I can do a French accent. Okay, don't say anything, virtual TrekCon. I swear to God, I will boot you. I love you, but I will boot you. But the one accent I can't do is British. So yeah, I would love to be able to pick an accent.
Yeah, well, that's the accent I grew up with. So.
Oh right, you lived over in England for a while.
Yeah.
Yes, Short People Club. Don't go swimming with the stingrays unless you're prepared to almost drown. Because every time a swell came, it was just. I talked to Michael Dorn a couple months after the cruise, and we were talking about it, and he was saying, it was okay, it was interesting. I'm like, yeah, well, you didn't drown, or you didn't almost drown like some of us.
Yeah, but I did step on his head.
Did you? I missed that.
I was under the water swimming, and I stepped on him, and I got scared because I thought he was a stingray, and I thought I had stepped on a stingray, but no.
But yeah, it's a really, you get to feed them, which is really interesting. And like I said, they'll let you kiss them, give you massages. Yeah. They're really it's a really interesting experience. And like I said, Star Trek The Cruise this year, I'm not sure how well it's going to shake out.
Yeah,
see,
that's great, Anne-Marie. Woohoo!
Because people are canceling and Corona and domestic. I know you're going, and please be safe, be well, take precautions. But hopefully next year maybe things will be different. And
yeah,
what are stingrays? Are pancake sharks? I never thought of it that way. He pet them, he kissed them, he got the massage, got the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we'll put them on your back, and they'll be like, they'll give you a massage.
Yeah,
but unfortunately,
wild stingrays, they're not kept anywhere, but
they just know where they get fed. Like it's all they're like any other animal. They're very food motivated.
Right.
So they know when they see the boats coming around, and they know that there's food, and they're pretty. I mean, they're pretty chill.
They're pretty awesome.
He's probably about a foot taller than me too. I'm 5'3", so I wouldn't be surprised.
He's a tall dude.
Yep. That's our 3rd year in a row saying hopefully next year. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, because of Corona.
Yeah.
Corona.
That cover, not the good kind you get on the boat either, because there is the good kind.
Right.
And it's not the mimosas that you get on the boat either.
Oh, the mimosas.
The mimosas. Somebody else we're going to miss is Raymond. Raymond's not going on the cruise, and he's...
What?
Yeah, he can't make it.
Oh, no.
But maybe, yes, so we're saying this for 2023, which is supposed to be the Deep Space Nine anniversary on the cruise.
Oh.
So I think Melissa needs to be on the cruise next year, because it's going to be the Deep Space Nine anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm missing all the Enterprise people. Because they've got Anthony, John Billingsley, and Connor are all going this year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we missed Anthony.
Yeah, no, Connor was the only Enterprise person in 2019 when I was there. Tony Fett, what's up, nerd? Thank you for joining us.
Nice.
Oh, that's funny, Portia. Only got the Rhythm of the Night instead. But Melissa, you are planning on Vegas this year, right?
Yes.
Because Lambda Quadrant is planning on Vegas. And hopefully I'll be seeing you in a couple weeks, because for anybody that is out in the LA area, Lambda Quadrant is going to be at Gallifrey 1.
Woohoo! Yes.
Hey, at least you made it. We missed you last week. Faith of the Heart is here. No, don't apologize. We're just glad you're here. But Gallifrey 1, which is this amazing Doctor Who convention, and Lambda Quadrant got invited back. We would have gone last year if they had it, but we went in February of 2020. We had an amazing time. So now we're going again, and we're going to have a table, and we have an amazing event on Friday night. Gallifrey, we're partnering with Gallifrey. They're giving us a room on the 16th floor for Lambda Quadrant safe space, tiny, whiny meetup. So we are going to be sampling, courtesy of Star Trek wines. We are featuring Star Trek wines. We're having a tasting of what Star Trek wines has to offer. So yes, there will be Chateau Picard available. Huge thanks to Star Trek wines for working with us. And we're just so incredibly excited.
Fantastic.
Yes, wibbly wobbly, timey whiny, as in wine tasting, as in we've got Chateau Picard, Andorian Ale, we got a full flight, we got the whole armada.
For those who are not familiar with Doctor Who, or as Virtual Trek Con likes to say, Doctor Whom, yeah, that's a doctor thing. Timey wimey. Timey-wimey.
Yeah. Yes. Trek Wines is a thing. If you head over to StarTrekWines.com, you will see the entire selection. which is a Chateau Picard. They have a Canard. They have an Andorian Ale. That's 3 out of the 6. I don't remember what the other ones are. But we're going to have 1 bottle of each to taste. It's free. All you have to do is be over 21, and you have to be an attendee of Gallifrey. So you have to come to the Gallifrey convention. You have to get a badge because everybody has to be Corona.
Brilliant, Anne Marie.
That would be really cool. Brilliant. That would be really cool.
Oh, blood wine.
They do have a blood wine. They do have a blood wine. Thank you, Virtual TrekCon. The best DW episodes, the Doctor is barely even in. Okay.
WD episode.
Faye figured out what episode. Oh, the Angel. Blink is.
Gosh.
Blink is where he said wibbly wobbly timey whiny, and he's barely in it because he's doing that thing on the DVDs. Took me a second, but I got there.
Yes, I forgot all about that. But those angels, oh my gosh,
the angels have the blue box. The angels have the blue box.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we're doing Friday night at Gallifrey. But we're going to be there the entire weekend. But yeah, like I said, you have to at least have a badge. I don't know. You can go to Gallifrey1.com and check out their website and find out about the tickets because they're on sale until the 6th. If you're going to be out in the LA area, it's a really great time. But because they're checking, because you have to be vaccinated in order to attend, and because this is the deal that they made with the hotel, you have to have been checked in and badged by the convention in order to attend our event because it is in conjunction with the convention. And I just got an official word through Facebook, thank you, that I am allowed to announce this as well. Lambda Quadrant is also going to be participating in Virtual TrekCon. Yay! We are in talks about doing the panel thing again because we've done it the last couple of years in a row. So the minute you guys announced Virtual TrekCon 3, I was bugging Ryan. I'm like, we want to be here. We want to do it. We love you guys so much. So Ryan and I have been talking, but I didn't want to say anything until I got the official confirmation. So it's officially confirmed, and I can officially announce right here, right now, that you can find Lambda Quadrant at Virtual TrekCon. And
she is right, Virtual TrekCon. So
I know the white cat is out of the bag. Oh, that's right. That's how you found me. Oh, wait, hold on, Blue. I'm still 2 or 3 doctors behind. I should make time for a Doctor Who binge. Yes, you definitely should. Faith, when is your birthday? That is so awesome. When's your birthday? We be official. Yeah. So follow Lambda Quadrant. We're Lambda Quadrant everywhere on Twitter and Insta and Facebook for more details. But we are going to be ironing out all the details. But we usually throw about 5 or 6 panel ideas at Ryan. As many as he can handle is as many as we'll throw at you. So we'll definitely. Oh, that's so cool. Faith is the same as Connor's.
Oh my gosh,
that's awesome. That's not a bad birthday, buddy.
Yeah.
My best friend shares his birthday with Gene Roddenberry and Jonathan Frakes, which is August 19th.
Wow.
I share my birthday with Jerry Garcia, but I've never been a Grateful Dead fan. So
you've never been a Deadhead?
I've never been I enjoy their music, but I've never been a Deadhead, so I've never been like, oh my God, me and Jerry Garcia.
We're twinsies. No.
We're birthday twinsies.
Yeah.
So no, but yeah. So the only thing about it is I've always said August does not have any national holidays, which is really cool. But I've always said if you make Jerry Garcia's birthday a national holiday, then my birthday would be a national holiday, and that is the only reason that. Oh, did not know that. And Bruce Willis.
Jerry Garcia.
Yeah, Cherry Garcia. I probably like the ice cream better. No, Jerry Garcia. Me and him, August 1st. That's our birthday. So yeah, if they made it a national holiday, that would be cool. Because then it's not like I work anyway on my birthday. I'm always like,
I know you're always in Vegas.
Well, except this year, because they moved it. But yeah, like I don't know what I'm supposed to do about my birthday this year. They moved it. They moved Vegas. Aw, Scott. Well, are you a mean girl?
That's so fetch. So fetch, Scott.
So let's see. What did I tell all y'all? One was like, we have talked about Virtual TrekCon, but not all about Virtual TrekCon.
Okay. What else?
Because this is my podcast, and we talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. Except things I don't know. Like, I never saw Mean Girls, so.
Yeah, I saw it once.
Never saw it.
Maybe.
But I do have to say, you know, I was looking for an Enterprise shirt to wear tonight, but I went with Baby Yoda. I meant to point that out earlier. It says, "Don't talk to me until I've had my soup."
Ooh.
And, yep, for any Mandalorian fans out there, this is, if you haven't watched Boba Fett, and you don't want to watch Boba Fett, the 5th episode of the Book of Boba Fett is basically a Mandalorian episode. And I think the one this week is probably going to be another Mandalorian episode, basically. So if you don't want to watch Book of Boba Fett, that's fine. But you really need to watch the 5th episode just to kind of catch up with the Mandalorian. Because I have a feeling that they're not going to go back and explain everything when the Mandalorian kicks off again. So you're going to be behind.
Aw, Faith. I'm so glad you like the makeup panels.
Series
are great. They are fantastic.
VJ Day was an August. Back in the day, VJ Day was an August holiday. Yeah, well, Robert, it's not anymore. So meh. August is literally right now the only month that doesn't have a national holiday in it.
The only one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, think about it. If you sit down and think about it, there's a national holiday of some sort in every other month. Now, there might be other holidays in other countries, but yeah, as far as this one goes, there are no national holidays in August. Because Labor Day starts, Labor Day isn't ours because it's, slides into September, so yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I already clicked on that one.
You did.
I did. Well, it's just me sitting here running the chats, so. All right, so everybody needs to follow you guys and be on the lookout for the Google Doc. And they need to tune in tomorrow night at 8 East on Virtual TrekCon. So if you
Pacific,
so
West Coasters.
Yes, exactly. And for those of you that haven't already, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you haven't already, be a subscriber to the Virtual TrekCon channel and the 7th Rule podcast channel, and just all the channels that have anything to do with the amazing people that run the 7th Rule and run Virtual TrekCon. What are you guys going to do without Sirach? Sirach's going on the cruise. I saw that.
So Ryan's going on the cruise too. So
that's right. He's going on the cruise for the Voyager doc.
Out.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. You guys they're doing the Voyager doc thing on the cruise.
Yeah.
So is it going to be like the 7th Rule starring Malissa?
I don't know. The 7th Rule will run as usual, but.
Let's see what domestic STLV Day 1 should be a national holiday.
Yes.
So everybody can get off work and go, because I know that there are teachers that don't do it because it's so close to when school opens. So
yeah, and Scott's right. The main viewer is always an amazing time too. Tuesday nights.
Yeah. Yes. Let's just advertise for everybody.
Yeah.
The main viewer is always an amazing time. Absolutely. All right, Virtual TrekCon. There you see? See, Melissa and Mochi doing Virtual TrekCon.
No, it's the 7th Rule.
They're doing the 7th Rule. Sorry. Yeah. Virtual TrekCon said the two of you should do the 7th Rule. That's where I was going with it.
Yes.
Ryan just wants a vacation. I don't know if I can do this. Do you want to come on? No, no way. All right. Oh, you get to see part of my desk. Timber. No, Reed was here, but I've said I would love to introduce you guys to Reed. Reed is my big old tuxedo, and I love him dearly, and he's such a cuddler, but he's too big because I have the green screen up behind me. We can't get a good angle for him to get up on my lap.
Aww.
So I don't know. Maybe I've taken pictures. I should probably just share the pictures.
Big baby.
He is a big baby. He's a big cuddler. Like, he's huge, and then he just takes up like my whole chest, and he's just like. But he's a tuxedo, just like your Mochi.
Yeah,
Where's she?
She's sleeping under the covers. She's cute. She's not big. She's a pipsqueak.
Oh man, I have another. My cat Tchotchke's she's a little pipsqueak. She's getting mean in her old age. She thinks the bed is hers. She hisses at everybody.
Yeah, Mochi's mean in her young age, but that's okay.
There you go.
She's cute.
No, it is. Yeah, she doesn't like Trip. Tchotchke hisses at Trip. Every time he like comes anywhere near her. And it's funny because he doesn't do it. He chases her, so she doesn't like him, so she doesn't want him anywhere near her.
Oh.
So yeah, I'll be sleeping and I'll be woken up by just the growling.
Oh yeah, that's Mochi. Other kitties.
Exactly. She's like, this is my territory. This is my mommy, and y'all can just move along.
Yeah.
So it's not even. We don't even have that much. I mean, tomorrow is February 1st. So it's not even, so it's like about a month and a half until Virtual TrekCon 3 kicks off.
Yeah. Can you name them?
Is that as in, like, is this a challenge? Do I win something?
Yes, so many accolades.
Oh my God. Okay, well, Malissa.
Oh.
And Mohammed.
Uh-huh.
And Anne-Marie.
Huh?
And Scott. It helps that half of them are here. And Scott.
Scott Baker.
Okay. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, because Scott, he was on the thing where you guys announced.
Mm-hmm.
And that tall guy that likes French, that's very picky about the French. What was his name again?
But there's two other.
Besides Ryan?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Are they people that this isn't?
I'll give you a hint. Falling Tower.
Oh, Michael Rosenberg. Yeah. Yay!
And I'll give you another hint. The seventh rule.
Ciroc?
Yeah, of course. How could you forget Ciroc?
How could I forget Ciroc? Oh, Melissa said I'm done. Am I done? Did I get everybody?
Did I?
I think the chat's a little bit behind. But
and
but
she
first,
did say that you were the Frenchman. Oh
yeah.
Yes, Katie.
I was going meteorologist Katie.
Yeah.
Yes, meteorologist Katie. Yeah. Well, Melissa forgot her too, so.
No, I didn't forget her. She was the first one in my head. But you
didn't give me a hint. All you would have to do is say meteorologist. I used to work at AccuWeather. When I met her last year at Virtual TrekCon 2, we were just talking weather because I'm like, I used to work for AccuWeather.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, Michael Keenan Rosenberg is awesome. Mm-hmm. Love him. I met Michael, and when I did Watch the First, which is another amazing podcast that you should all follow on YouTube.
Yes. Do it now.
Do it now and go find the Watch the First of Broken Bow because, you might recognize a couple people that were in it.
Do that. Go follow Virtual TrekCon. Go follow the seventh rule.
Oh, thank you. Considering the fact it's my show, I should be the one giving the quizzes, not taking them, but just for you, Virtual TrekCon.
Yeah.
Just for you. But yeah, things you should be following on YouTube and everywhere else. Virtual TrekCon, the Seventh Rule Podcast, Falling Tower, Watch the First. Follow Melissa. Follow Walking Art by Melissa.
Sure, you can do that too. Buy
things from Walking Art by Melissa.
Oh, that would be great.
Here's a pop quiz for you because I don't remember. Ciroc's sister has an amazing. shop.
Yes, Abyssinian kiosk.
There you go.
Abyssinian kiosk.
Oh. You would think that
I'm trying to figure out something to say. Made by, yes.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that.
What about follow me if you want to live? Or come with, what is it? Come with me if you want to live? Come with me.
Come with me if you want to live. Come with me if you want to live.
Seriously, I didn't know we did requests on this show. I didn't know that I was like a DJ taking requests.
We do now. This is
We
the
do.
new thing. This new segment.
Yeah. This is gonna be my new segment, along with because I just started doing actor profiles. I did it. Yeah, and you know what? Board Queen, you need to follow me on YouTube.
Scat.
because the first profile I did was a couple weeks ago, and it was Connor Chenier, and I even included his very first television appearance, which was this really cute commercial he did for Club Med in England.
Aww.
So that's part of the podcast, along with then and now pictures and a bunch of stuff. So I definitely, Board Queen, you and I have so much in common. You need to be following me.
I got another one.
Oh, look at that! Board Queen is ahead of the game. Yay! Thank you. So yeah,
another impression. It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor. You're welcome.
NX7062. It is interactive though. It's just going to become even more interactive if I start taking requests. But I mean, I don't sing a cappella. Like, I don't know what other requests I could do. Got you on Twitter this morning. I'm slow to social. You are fine. You are welcome. Thank you so much for the follows. I absolutely appreciate it.
Yes. Yes.
I think Scott's getting a little butt kissy all of a sudden, Melissa. No, I don't know.
Keep doing it, Scott. Keep going.
If her ego gets any bigger, though, I might need to like split her screen.
Oh no.
We might need to go to camera 2.
Yeah.
I do Cartman.
Oh, let's hear it.
I do Cartman. Wait. Screw you guys, I'm going home. And then there's and then wait, and then there's no kitty, it's not that bad, no kitty, that's a bad kitty.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Cartman, I adore Cartman. He is terrible and awful, and I just absolutely love him. Let's see.
That's a little bit more tricky. You can channel Gowron.
Yeah, exactly. If you want somebody to do eyes popping out on command, go talk to Bob. Oh, Scott. All right. At least he's spreading the wealth now. So thank you, Scott. Thank you, Portia.
It was a good Cartman.
Thank you. They're doing their 25th season is coming up.
I know.
On Wednesday. And you know what? They're Trekkies too, because if you watch, there was in the first season, there was a little kid wearing a red shirt in a school bus, and the school bus had an accident, and the first kid to get killed was the little kid in the red Star Trek shirt. So, I mean.
Was it Kenny? No.
No, it actually was not Kenny that time. There was another little kid that got killed on the school bus, and it was this kid. And I think it even had a little Delta or something on it. So, it was really obvious that it was a Star Trek. Then my absolute favorite episode of South Park is called The Human Centipede. And it's a takeoff on the Human Centipede.
Mm-hmm.
But at one point, they have to go to the Apple Genius Bar, and they do this whole amok time takeoff thing where they're like, we have to do the Kali Fi. And I'm like, all right, so I'm getting Human Centipede and Star Trek all mashed, and yeah. So think South Park's on Paramount Plus now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look up the Human Centipede episode of South Park, because they do
see the movie.
The movie Human Centipede. No, you just have to know that the entire movie of Human Centipede was literally based on the fact that this guy thought you could string 3 people together, mouth to anus, and the 2 people in the rear could live off the shit. That's all you need to know about the Human Centipede.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that.
but South Park makes it funny.
Okay.
What in the world are Brian Bottano do? Yeah, from the movie. I used to know that one. I actually have the soundtrack to the movie.
See, Faith agrees with me. Ew.
Oh no, Human Centipede is completely disgusting, and there were 3 of them. And they were, all 3 of them, they got grosser and grosser and grosser, but yeah. Don't blame me, Faith. Blame Melissa, she asked. But no, you really just need to... Yeah, no, you just really need to know the premise of the Human Centipede was that he thought you could. Also, the other thing is that, and I'll tell you this, and this doesn't have anything to do, like, this isn't going to be gross, it's just, I think it's kind of funny. I never changed, let's see.
It's still you.
No, but see, this is the thing. I had never changed a flat tire on my car. I've had AAA, and every time that I've needed flat changed, I never had to change it. I knew the mechanics of it. I never had to change it. But then the year the Human Centipede came out and it was streaming, I had to change my own flat tire. First time ever. And I did it because I knew what I was doing, and I got down on the ground. I didn't have a problem. I put the spare on, went home. I watched the Human Centipede like that week. And the girls in the movie that got turned into the Human Centipede, it's because they didn't know how to change their own damn flat tire and went wandering through the woods looking for a phone to call for a pickup truck or a tow truck. So learn how to change a tire. Everybody should know how to change the tire on their car, or you could end up knocking on the door of a mad scientist in the middle of the forest in Germany.
Ay, ay, ay.
So that is literally the lesson of Human Centipede. I'm really starting to like Board Queen. Wait, you mean like the prison one? Yeah, and it wasn't even a human centipede. It was a human caterpillar, because he. I don't want to. Does anyone want to see Melissa make the face again? Because by the 3rd prison one, Eric Robert thought it would be a really great idea that not to even make, because it was prisoners. So he didn't just connect them; he cut off their arms and legs, so they were just one long worm instead of a centipede. There you go. There's the face again. See, Melissa made the face. Because, yeah, so it was just a line of armless, legless convicts laying across the ground. Because in the prison system, he thought that would be more financially responsible.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would want to know. Let's see. Hold on. Friday, meet this past follow Friday on Trek Twitter. Happy to discover this channel. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And we are so happy to have you here, Blue.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, Faith, yes. Except for that's ew too.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So what is domestic, or if you're really lonely, not to go wandering don't go wandering in the forest. But if you're going to go driving in the forest, know how to change a goddamn flat tire.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. So I won't make Melissa make the face again, but I could think of a couple other, like the second one got banned in England because it was
really?
Yeah, the second Human Centipede got banned in England.
Whoa.
So yeah, but you know what? Sometimes I go for that like gore porn horror stuff.
Yeah, I used to be into gore when I was a wee one, but not anymore.
Well, then Well, I do a Halloween show every year, like a Halloween and Trek show.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, because so many Trek people have done so much horror.
Well, yeah.
So I have, especially Jeffrey Combs. Oh wait, trauma. Surf Nazis Must Die, The Toxic Avenger. I know all about trauma films. My one roommate in college had a poster for Surf Nazis Must Die. Trauma films. It's like horror comedy.
Oh, poor shit.
All right. We'll stop talking about horror. Although, if I ever do get Jeff Combs to come on this show, we're talking about horror.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call horror a fetish, though. I enjoy it. I mean, to me, it's on the same level as science fiction. You know, it's just a different genre that I enjoy for different reasons. Actually, what I do
horror, because like some of the old 80s horror was funny.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gore Queen, I misunderstood you. Trauma films. Yeah, Trauma films was awesome. Reanimator.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is mention Jeffrey Combs and you get Reanimator.
Yeah.
Board Queen, again, thank you so much for following me, but bop back to my Halloween show, because I talk about Halloween in Trek all the times. Let's see, okay. That's fair. You can have a pass. Somebody can tell Jeff Combs I want him on my show. I've tried. I will have to look into the Doctor Strange knockoff. The other horror that he did. Yeah, see, look, Scott.
Really? How did I not know this? Whoa, Scott.
Oh, I don't know. Did he just lose some points with you? Is that what you're saying?
No, I had no clue. I would totally listen to that.
Oh yeah, I actually do horror conventions too. I've met some really the Cube. Yes, the Cube. All right, I wasn't gonna say, but yes, anybody that has not seen Nicole DeBoer and the movie Cube, that is awesome.
Whoa, no, I haven't.
Oh my god, because it's sort of like kind of like Saw before Saw. It was an indie film. So it was just it's literally about a bunch of people that are trapped inside a 3-dimensional cube, which is a bunch of rooms that slide around.
Oh.
And Nicole plays a mathematician. And it's like there's reasons why all of these people are in the room. Like there's reasons why these particular people were kidnapped and put in this room. It's really good. Huh. It's really good. It's the horror I like. It's like people doing things to people and watching what happens when you put normally decent people in extraordinary circumstances.
Oh, interesting.
And it's got a lovely little twist at the end. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Melissa has not seen it, so that's all we're going to say. No spoilers.
I haven't seen Saw either.
Wait. Link, you can't put that out there and not share. That is very true.
Yeah,
Scott?
Please.
Oh, I don't know if Scott was here for my big speech at the beginning, but I have love for all podcasts. I am not in competition with anybody, so feel free.
Virtual TrekCons. I read that in Worf's voice. No, I read that in Ryan doing Worf's voice.
I missed it. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Scott, don't be hiding that link on my account. Like, you are more than welcome to post a link in the chats. I have no. Aww. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, no, I love horror. What I love is watching horror movies and then like see like there's Trek people in there, and I didn't know that there were Trek people in there. I will tell everybody to stay away from what's it called, like Shadow Puppets. Has Jolene Blaylock and Tony Todd.
Ooh,
don't watch it. It's terrible.
Oh, okay.
It's terrible. It's so hard to follow, and it's so bad. It's one of those things. It's like I want to watch horror movies with Star Trek people, and yeah, it was just so It was so bad. It was so disappointing.
Sometimes these things happen.
Connor did one called Dark Harbor, which was more of like a mystery. Wasn't necessarily horror as much as like a suspense drama. That's the one he did right before the cruise.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one. Well, the first time we saw him when we were on the cruise, and I'm like, I'm watching your Instagram, all those pictures from Maine. I hate you, because they were shooting up in Maine during fall foliage. So his Instagram, back when he actually did things on Instagram, his Instagram was just totally full of these really cool pictures. But yeah, it was really good. It was suspense, and it's free, I think, on Amazon Prime. Very cool. Thank you so much. There we go. Horror show. Oh, that is so cool. That is really cool. Yes, game nights, Lambda Quadrant game nights. We kind of had to stop doing them, unfortunately, because we all have lives, unfortunately, and Friday nights just stopped working. Like, it was just really hard to get people, because Randy's got weekend stuff. So yes, we miss doing them too, absolutely, but the scheduling just hasn't worked out recently. But I will pass the message along to the rest of the troop. Tony Todd.
That was a good one.
That is really good. Oh, that's another horror movie that I will recommend, is the reboot of Candyman. Was wonderful.
Oh, really?
The reboot of Candyman was so well done and so perfectly, seamlessly woven into the original without rewriting anything, really.
Wow.
Which is what I loved about it. It's like, usually when you try to do a reboot and you try and work in like the old stuff, you end up destroying the old stuff just to kind of shoehorn it in. But no, they wove it in really well. And yeah, and Tony Todd's in it at the end. So
because I liked the old one.
Yeah, no, it's really good. It's really good. It's really well done, and I hope that they find a way to do another one. Yes, lives are unfortunate when they interfere with fun. And yes, for those of you that don't already know, Fu is a furry. Thank you, Magic Lasso. Always good to hear from you with that one. Crashing on Randy's couch. I am, actually. Yes, I am crashing on Randy's couch while I'm in. That's what I love about having friends in LA. Couch surfing. The other type of surfing you can do in LA is couch surfing. Haha. So yes, I will be hanging out there. We are going to have merch. Randy's making some rainbow police boxes. We can't technically call them TARDISes. Randy's making some rainbow police boxes right now as we speak.
Oh, nice.
And we're hoping to raise money so that we can do even more amazing stuff at STLV.
Cool.
Like, that's our goal. And she's going to be there at some point at Gallifrey.
Person right here.
That person right there.
This one right here.
I can't wait to see that one.
Me too.
Yay! Along with a whole bunch of other people that I want to see. But yeah. You're definitely on the list.
Woohoo!
Yay! Yeah, and there's some Doctor Who people that I can't wait to meet. We're actually going to have the table next to Pop Culture Hero Coalition, so we're going to be hanging out with Chase.
Hooray, Chase!
Hey, Chase, because for those of you that don't know, Chase Masterson has her own Doctor Who spin-off series called Vienna on Big Finish Audio. So if you go to Big Finish, you can download, I think she's got 3 or 4 seasons right now. And she plays an assassin, and she's really awesome. And it started because they gave her a role in a Sylvester McCoy audio drama. He was the 8th. Wait, hold on. Sylvester McCoy was the 7th Doctor, because he morphed into Paul McGann, who morphed into 9. Yeah, okay. Sylvester McCoy was the 7th Doctor, and she was an assassin for one of his episodes, and they loved her so much they spun her off into her own series.
Whoa.
So
that's some Doctor Who knowledge right there.
I am laying down the Doctor Who knowledge, which is why if you ever try to talk Doctor Who at Chase's booth and you run into Raymond, he's usually pulling me over, like, explain this to them. Yes, Big Finish is amazing. They are absolutely amazing, and you can download it as audio files, which I love. Like, I'm so used to, like, I'm so old school. I also met Chase in 2016 in Jersey, and that's when I bought the pilot episode of Vienna, and she signed it because I actually bought the CD. But now you can just like download little audio files onto your computer.
Fun.
Yes, there are like a ton of they just got Christopher Eccleston back to do them.
Wow.
Yeah, they finally got the 9th Doctor to come back and do some more episodes.
Yeah.
So I guess
Podcat's back.
Podcat's back. Anybody that was missing Podcat's back.
Ooh, he's so cute.
That little face.
Look
at that face. I was telling the other day, I'm like, I would love for him to like talk because he squeaks. He doesn't meow. But he only squeaks when he wants my attention.
Portia.
The proper name. We address him as Podcat. This is Podcat.
He's a cutie pie.
Because this is what he does. He shows up. I have a bunch of others. They all have various fandom names. I also have a new one named Grogu. I have a little.
He's the newest one.
He's the newest one. My little gray guy is named Grogu. I have a Trip. I have a Reed. I have a Kal-El. And then the rest of them don't have fandom names. Haha, Lasso. Yes, Podcat. He's a hit. He's a big hit. He hangs out. He does hang out. You'll probably, if you go to Virtual TrekCon, come to one of our Lambda Quadrant panels, and if I'm in it, he'll be there.
Yes, come to Virtual TrekCon.
Exactly, for so many reasons. Scott's weighing in on Paul McGann. Paul McGann audio dramas are my favorite. You know what? I am so glad that he got that because that movie was terrible. Paul McGann, for those of you that don't know, the 8th Doctor got exactly a movie because the Americans took over and they filmed one Doctor Who movie. So Sylvester McCoy regenerated into Paul McGann. Paul McGann got the movie. The movie was terrible. Then they gave Paul McGann Night of the Doctor, where he turned into the War Doctor specifically for the 50th anniversary episode. So Big Finish is really great for him because he gets to expand his universe.
Gotcha.
And if anybody deserves it, he definitely did
terrible.
If I could trust my cats with the lower half of my house, they'd be all over. Aww. Yes, Eric Roberts as the Master. Why? Just why? I agree. Eric Roberts was the Master in the Paul McGann movie. It's because the Americans took over. Like, that's the only logical answer, is that because whenever the Americans get a hold of something British, they usually ruin it.
This is true.
I mean, you have to go back to like the Norman Lear days. Like, All in the Family was British before, and Norman Lear did it right. The new show Ghosts with Rose McIver on CBS is actually based on a British.
Oh, I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, which is on HBO Max. If you go on HBO Max, you can get the first 3 seasons of the British version. But I like the American version. It's just that one they did right. Let's see what else.
Version?
The American version of Ghost is the American version of Ghost is good. I Am Cat, the new show with Mayim Bialik, is actually based on a British comedy called Miranda. And Miranda is A, so much better, and B, Tom Ellis, aka Lucifer, is in it. So, and you can find that on Hulu.
Yeah, I watched that one, but I didn't really like it very much.
Miranda or I Am Cat?
I Am Cat.
Oh, yeah, don't watch I Am Cat. Watch Miranda.
Oh, Call Me Cat. Yes.
Yeah, Call Me Cat. I Am Cat is Caitlyn Jenner. Whichever. One is Caitlyn Jenner, and then the other one is the one with Mayim Bialik, and I'm getting them confused. Call Me Cat is the Mayim Bialik one. I Am Cat is the Caitlyn Jenner thing when she first did the thing. So,
sorry.
All right, Podcat. Seriously, killing me. And I also dropped my mouse because Podcat knocked it out of my hand. Hold on one second. No, I can't find it.
I saw the American Being Human, but I saw one of the episodes of the British Being Human.
Oh, yeah.
Not really my cup of tea either.
Yeah, neither one of the Being Humans really resonated with me, but I will tell you the British Being Human had Alonzo from Doctor Who in it. He was one of the, I think he was the werewolf. Do you remember the Titanic episode of Doctor Who, the one with Kylie Minogue? It was one of the Christmas episodes, and
okay, yes, no, yeah.
And Midshipman Frame, where he was like, "I've always wanted to say this, Alonzo." He really, Kal-El, really. You know what it is? You know what it is? It's because we've been doing this for too long. We're already at like an hour and a half into it. That's why.
Wow.
He's like, "Why aren't you done yet, Mom?" Hold on one second. I found my mouse. There we go. Are we guys having fun yet? Always stuck in the original foreign. Wait. Always stick with your. Yes. 99% of the time, I absolutely agree. Let's see. Obsessed with Being Human UK version. Yeah, The Office was definitely. I mean, I'm a huge Ricky Gervais fan, so yeah. So I will take his version. But yeah, The Office was amazing. Both of them were amazing. They tried to do Fawlty Towers as an American show, and and it had John Larroquette in it, and it still failed miserably.
Wow.
Exactly, Robert. Yeah. Actually, I also read somewhere they tried to do it twice. They tried to do one with B. Arthur in the lead.
Oh, that may have worked.
Yes.
She's pretty awesome. Was pretty awesome.
Yeah, but I'm getting around to let me think. And now no, because I'm about to bring this around to Enterprise. Because I was really excited when I found this out. So anybody that has BritBox, which is a channel that you have BritBox? You can get through Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Look up Desmond's, because that is a comedy that Dominic Keating did right before he moved here. And it is really good.
Yeah.
And I completely agree. You do not American Fawlty Towers. I don't know what they were thinking. But no, Desmond's was really, really good. It was like mid to late 90s, I think. It was literally like it was Dominic's big breakout, and then he moved here. But it's really good. And what happened was I was able to find on Amazon like the first 4 seasons, but it had 6. And now BritBox finally has it, and it has all 6 seasons, so I'm finally able to watch.
Cool.
The last ones. But yeah, it's really funny. It's well written. I've always liked British comedies better than American for the most part. They also tried to Americanize coupling, which I will bring this back to Doctor Who. Stephen Moffat created coupling. He's the guy that took over Doctor Who during the Matt Smith era, and in my opinion, totally effed it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Russell T Davies was like the Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, and then Stephen Moffat was a writer at the time, but then he became the showrunner for Matt Smith, and he completely screwed the pooch.
I liked all of that stuff.
No, there was a lot. I didn't like Matt Smith, but there was a lot of stuff that I blame on Moffat. But Stephen Moffat wrote the British comedy Coupling. He created the British comedy Coupling, and I love that. Coupling's really good if you like British comedies.
I didn't get into that one either. But I did like Matt Smith, and specifically the Van Gogh one episode.
Yeah, a lot of people are very into the Van Gogh. My favorite Matt Smith episode was The Doctor's Wife, the one where the TARDIS got put into the human body.
I don't remember that one.
It was with Rory and Amy, and he got what he thought was a distress call from another Time Lord, and he went to like the edge of the universe and landed on this living asteroid. And the minute he landed, the TARDIS lost all power, and it's because the asteroid pulled the living essence out of the TARDIS and dumped it into a body.
Oh,
that was a great episode.
Interesting.
Yeah, Born Queen and I just have so much in common. That is awesome.
I like Capaldi too.
Oh, I love Capaldi. I thought Capaldi was great.
Yeah, there's not a doctor that I didn't like, actually.
I didn't like Matt, and I think it's because I loved David so much that I wasn't ready for him to leave.
Amazing.
David was amazing, and Matt just didn't do it for me. The more I watch some of the reruns, the more I can start liking anything that has River Song in it. I'll watch because I love River. So anything that has River Song.
I love River Song. Ah, yes.
I met her. I met her at Rhode Island Comic-Con a couple years ago. And it's so funny because I got her to sign a River Song picture, but I wanted to talk to her about ER because she was in ER.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, Alex Kingston, I'm like, I loved you. I thought River was great, but can we talk about ER for a minute?
Yeah.
Because that's the first time I saw her.
Old British show called Moll Flanders with Nicola Walker, who is one of my favorite British actresses. Nicola Walker. And I loved Alex Kingston. She's awesome.
She's amazing, whatever she does. That's it. Era was great for the way they planted Easter eggs from the first episode that came full circle for the finale. But David Tennant was the best. I just couldn't. I think my problem was when Moffat took over. I felt like he was trying more to erase Tennant era stuff. Like he really didn't ever refer back to Tennant stuff. Like Tennant was referring back to Eccleston stuff and further back than that. And I just felt like Matt wasn't really. There was a Tom Baker reference in the Artificial Human episode, and then eventually there was a Rose reference, but it just took them a while to even let Matt start referencing things.
See, personally, I was glad that they moved on from Rose. But
I still could remove you from this chat, so watch your next words very carefully.
I mean, it was fine while it lasted, but it got too much for I don't know.
For you. No, I loved Rose. I loved because she really developed as a character from when Eccleston got her and she was just like the shop girl to where she ended up.
Sure. I don't know.
I hated Martha. I thought Martha was incredibly whiny and annoying.
Really?
Hated Martha.
Liked Martha.
Hated Martha. And you know what? That actress, and again, oh my God, Fema Agyeman. She's in the new show New Amsterdam on NBC, and I love her.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. She's an amazing actress. She was in the British version of Law and Order. I mean, she was awesome. I love her as an actress. Martha was just such a whiny character that.
This show I saw on Netflix. And it was kind of like a porn show. It was kind of pornish. Oh, something 8. I forgot what it's called. Something 8. There's a lot of nudity in it.
There you go. There's Faith Rose Tyler forever. Absolutely. Let's see. River Song thread should have carried through all of it. Yeah, it was just weird where all of a sudden you find out the Matt Smith's doctor says, "Oh, she's I saved her in this library," and you're like, "Oh, she's dead. When did that hate?" Oh, wait, is that it? Hateful 5.
Something.
Sense8?
Sense8. Yes, Sense8.
Bad Wolf. Yes, Bad Wolf. If I get a Doctor Who tattoo, Bad Wolf is going to be in there somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I loved Martha.
Yes.
She was slightly better in Torchwood. She is a beautiful, she is stunning and beautiful. Martha was a whiny bitch.
No,
she was a whiny, jealous bitch. She spent the entire time being in love with Doctor and hating on Rose. And
I mean, I don't think the Rose and the Doctor relationship, the way they took it, I wasn't.
Oh, see, I love that.
I was like,
in Martha's last appearance in that 3-part episode with the Master, who, by the way, that's John somebody. I love his Master.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing.
He was amazing, but he summed it up for me. I loved him as the Master, but I loved it when at one point he's busting on Martha and he says to the Doctor, he says, "You used to have companions that could swallow the heart of the TARDIS, and now you've got this." And I'm like, yes, that summed it up. Martha wandered the earth for a year whining about the Doctor. Rose opens up and inhales the entire heart of the TARDIS and defeats the Emperor of the Daleks. So yeah, Team Rose. Team Rose.
All right. Yeah, but I like the pawns too.
The pawns were adorable. The pawns were adorable. It got, I have to admit, it got a little old, but when it started to kind of get old, then they did The Angels Take Manhattan, which I love.
Oh my gosh. Anything with the angels in it.
Yeah, The Angels Take Manhattan I really liked. I liked how they ended it with River and the novel and everything. I liked how they ended that. And I actually liked Clara. I know some people didn't. I liked Clara.
I was on the fence with her.
I liked her more with Capaldi than I did with Matt Smith.
I have to agree.
I liked her better with Capaldi. And then they moved to Billy. I liked Billy. I thought she was
I did like fun. Billy too. Yeah.
Yeah, and Nerval or whatever.
And I'm missing one of them. The redhead.
Oh, yeah, Donna.
Yes, I liked her too.
I love Catherine Tate. Donna, it took a while. Like, I'm a little bit better with Donna now, but some episodes I find Donna a little more annoying than others.
Well, yeah, she's kind of a strong personality. But
yeah, but Catherine Tate, have you ever watched Catherine Tate's sketch comedy show? I also recommend that.
Her and other stuff, and she's great.
Yeah. She was in The Office. She was in The American Office.
American?
She was at Dunder Mifflin.
Do you say American like that? American?
Yes. There you go. What's Scott saying now? What you don't know is that Martha burned the master's house down. Deleted scene, I swear.
Yes. Go, Martha.
Yeah, all right, Scott, I'll believe it when you send me proof. Send me proof. I have an email address. You can email me the link at Stephanie@nx7062.com.
Oh,
and
yeah, Scott.
Oh, I love Donna's dad. You mean grandfather? Donna's grandfather? Yeah, I love Donna's grandfather. Oswin. Oh yes, Oswin was fun. Oswin from she was in the 50th episode movie, and then they brought her back in some of the Capaldi episodes. Did you see the 50th episode with Tennant and Matt Smith?
Huh? Yeah.
Oswin Osgood. She's the one that was wearing the Tom Baker scarf.
I don't
and
know.
The glasses.
It's been a while.
Oh, okay, yeah. I do love Donna. She was the only one not played. Well, this is true. This is very true, and they made that very clear from the beginning. I'm not going to make. That's your out, Scott.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, we are going on an hour and 40 minutes. I think that's one of the podcast records right now. But it's just because we've been having so much fun, because this has really turned into quite the after party.
It is an after party.
It's the after. Now it's like the after party.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's the root beer?
Yeah. You know what? And it's going on midnight for me too. That's what's.
Oh, go to sleep.
And I still have 911 Lone Star to watch, because outside of the hunks in Star Trek, I do love me some Rob Lowe.
Oh.
So, and they actually had Eric Pierpoint in the season opener, so there's my Enterprise in.
Really? That's
yes. Soon to be a pajama party. Maybe you know what? Chase had a pajama party on the ship. I wonder if that's a thing. Remember, like the first night of the cruise is like pajama party.
Again on the other cruise before COVID shut down everything.
Yeah, so pajama party, and I just want everybody to know, of course, pajama party on the cruise. I wore blue boxers and a blue tank top, and I went in my Enterprise underwear, because that's what they wore to sleep in too. So.
Mm-hmm.
That was but it was karaoke. It was a karaoke pajama party. Mm-hmm. Well, if that's a thing, then next year when we're all together on the boat. So, all right, guys. Do you have any last words about whatever the topic was that we were supposed to be talking about, that virtual TrekCon thing?
Come on. any questions about virtual TrekCon, because we gotta jump ship.
Because oh, Faith meant okay. In the first Christmas episode. Sorry about that. Yeah, Oswin was Clara. It was Jenna Coleman's first appearance. Gotcha. Oh, well, Portia, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Yes, safe is the key word in all of that. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about virtual TrekCon that by the time like you don't get in time before we officially sign off and say goodnight, just go to Virtual TrekCon's website, virtualtrekcon.com. Mm-hmm. Be on the lookout for the Google form so that you can vote. Please vote for anything Enterprise, because Enterprise didn't get any love when it was on the air the way it deserved. So especially if Connor's birthday is the 19th, the day before they announce.
And tune in to the main viewer tomorrow evening, yeah, for fun announcements.
Oh, there you go. All right. Magic Lasso, good night. Even the naughty cat, I will tell him because he ran out of here. Let's see. Does anyone receive physical awards?
This is supposed to be a thing. If all goes to plan, but that should be the thing.
Because that's the other thing. You need to go to Virtual Track and check out the logo, because the logo is really cool.
Pretty cool. Bye,
yeah.
Scotty Baker.
There you go. So go check it. Yeah, just please go check it out. And you know what? While you're at it, you could check out all of them.
And Ryan T. Husk. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ryan T. Yeah, Ryan T. Whoever.
Whoever that guy is.
Ever that guy is. And Walking Art made by Melissa is where you're supposed to go for her stuff. If you would like to support the podcast, which I would really appreciate, I am on Patreon, and you can be a patron for $1. I have that is Broken Bow. That is I named all the tiers after Enterprise episodes. But you can be a patron for as low as $1. Or if you're looking to maybe stay warm this winter or have a cool tank top for the summer, you can hit me up on Teespring. I have a store. You can buy NX7062 merchandise. I would really, truly, absolutely love the support because, got to pay the bills to keep myself coming on the air and doing all this fun stuff and talking off topic. What else do we have going on? Take my lunch break later tonight and watch the main view. There you go. Virtual hangouts again. That's what we
haven't talked about yet. So stay tuned, because we'll probably have more information about that. We haven't talked about the hangouts in the virtual promenade yet.
Yeah, because I know that's a lot with all the Zoom meetings and moderating it.
Well, yeah, the award show itself is a beast as well. So
yeah, exactly. And honestly, I mean, if you have to give up doing the promenade because you need to concentrate on the award show, I think you can be forgiven.
Well, thank you.
So everybody, thank you so much for joining me. All the new faces, loved having you here at the NX7062 podcast, aka the Seventh Rule After Party. Ooh. Check in with me again next week. I do this every Monday live at 10 p.m. Next week, who knows what guests or what topics there will be. You'll just have to follow me on social media to find out. Ooh. So, guys, thank you so much once again. And until I see you all again, stay safe and live long and prosper.
Hey, this is Connor Turner. You've been listening to the NX7062 podcast with Stephanie. Enjoy your evening.